Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be here this morning just to welcome you all back to the start of a new term. I know it's not what we all expected. However, I know that Lambeth Academy students are best prepared to face the challenges ahead with the support of your brilliant teachers. So welcome back. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas break, despite it not being what we all hoped for. I hope you at least had a chance to rest and recharge your batteries. I'm so proud of everything you achieved last term, and I know you are going to be equally brilliant this term as well. As I said, no one is better prepared to take on this challenge than all of you. We understand that these are really challenging times. All of your teachers are here to support in any way they can. All you need to do is let us know whatever you need. We expect the same level of commitment to progress, excellence in thinking and honourable leadership that you displayed in the autumn term last year. We were so impressed with your hard work, high standards of behaviour, resilience, integrity and so much more. We set the bar really high and you always rose to meet it. We are asking the same of you now. This period of time away from school does not have to result in a slowing of your progress. As long as you engage with your live lessons in the same way you would if you were sitting in the classroom, this can be a really positive experience. So the plan for this half term, after the most recent announcement in the news that came out last night, is that all students in all year groups will access a full curriculum online this half term. The only exception to that is key worker students. We will keep you updated in terms of when we will return to face-to-face learning, and as soon as we know any information, we will always communicate it to you and your parents at the earliest possible opportunity. So for the start of term, all lessons will be live lessons from today. You will follow your normal timetable, including split break and lunch. Lesson 6 will end at 3:15 for all year groups. Masterclass for year 11 and 13 students will take place at the usual times, and morning tutor time is compulsory for all students. So for year 9, 10 and 6th form, we will continue with your early break happening during lesson 2 and your earlier lunch during lesson 4. And for years 7, 8 and 11, you will have the later break and the later lunch slot. And we have to work it this way so that we can enable the timetable to work. And tutor time for year 7 to 10 will begin at 8:30 in the morning, and tutor time for year 11 to 13 will start at 8:15 in the morning, and these sessions will both be finished in time for your first lesson to start at 9 a.m. So consistency is absolutely key here, and what we're trying to do, despite you not being able to come into school, is for you to still be able to access the same high quality provision that you would be experiencing if you were able to be in the classroom. I think consistency is really good for your mental health and your well-being as well. Routines are a really, really healthy thing. So we want to try and make sure your remote learning experience matches as closely as possible to the experience you would be getting if you were physically able to be inside school. I'm now going to talk to you a little bit about remote learning. So in order to access your live lessons, on the website at the very top you will see a green bar saying live lessons from home, and you will click on the link on the word where it says information. This will take you directly to a new page where there will be a short video tutorial explaining how Microsoft Teams work and how you can access your live lessons, and also there will be an icon to show you to give you direct access to Microsoft Teams. So you just click on that icon there and it will take you directly to your login to be able to access Microsoft Teams. Now, last term, in the midst of a global pandemic, the attendance at Lambeth Academy actually increased. It was the best it had ever been. Whereas most schools across the country, the attendance actually reduced Lambeth Academy increased its attendance. Your attendance was absolutely amazing, and I continue to have the highest expectations for your attendance in your live lessons. We expect 100% attendance every day, and we expect you to be on time. We are going to be monitoring the registers lesson by lesson, and if you are not logged on and engaging with your live lessons, this information will be communicated to your heads of year and your parents will be informed. We really want to make sure that you're all able to access these lessons that your teachers have worked so hard to prepare. And even though you're not in the building, the end goal for all of you is obviously your exams at the end of year 11, at the end of year 13. And as far as we know, for the large majority of you, those exams will still be happening. It may be in a year's time, in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, 4 years' time, but we cannot afford to have a half term of wasted learning time. Every minute counts, just like it would if you were in school. So, this slide will be shared with you quite a lot because it shows our consistent expectations across all live lessons at Lambeth Academy. So your teachers will always introduce you to the lesson, explain to you what equipment you'll need for the lesson. They'll ask you to remove any potential distractions, for example, by turning off your phone or putting it in a different room or turning off the TV. Please make sure your microphones are always muted during the live lessons and cameras are turned off, and that you don't post anything in the chat function unless you are asked to do so by the teacher. The only exception to that is in sixth form lessons, students are allowed to have their cameras on at the teacher's discretion. It's really important that you follow these simple instructions, so only using the chat function to ask or answer relevant questions when instructed to do so by a teacher, and muting your microphones, and for the large majority of you, making sure your cameras are off so that learning can be really effective during the live lesson. If you don't follow these instructions, you will be asked to leave the lesson, and if this happens, your parents will be contacted. If you do not leave the lesson when instructed, or you try to re-enter the lesson or persist in not following the instructions provided to you by your teacher, you will have your computer access removed for a period of time decided by the Academy, and that means you'll lose the privilege of having that precious time with your teacher instructing you. You have a responsibility to everyone in the lesson to behave professionally. It really is a privilege to be having the lesson, and we need to ensure that all of you have the best possible learning environment. Disruption-free learning every minute of every day still applies even in the live lessons. So in terms of the structure of your lessons, it will be the same structure that you're all used to, the Lambeth lesson structure. So the way we plan lessons in the classroom is the same way we're planning the live lessons, with a memory platform, a Connect, an IWU cycle or multiple cycles, and then a progress check at the end to see what you've understood. So the way you're doing some of these things might be different, but the structure remains the same. And as you work through those stages, you're making progress in terms of your knowledge, skills, and understanding. So a couple of frequently asked questions. How do I access remote learning? So you use your school username and password to log on to Microsoft Teams by 8:15 in the morning if you're in year 11, 12 or 13, and by 8:30 in the morning if you're in year 7, 8, 9 or 10. You'll have tutor time until 9 AM each day, and your tutors will be able to tell you a bit more about what you'll be doing in those sessions. In order to log on, as we've said, you can go via the website, click on the information tab, and then click on the icon that you can see on the screen there, and that will take you directly to be able to log in. When you log in, you will see all of your teams on the screen, and these teams represent each of your different classes, and then you don't need to do anything, you just need to wait patiently, and then you will see that your teacher will call you at the beginning of the lesson, and then you just need to click on the camera icon to start that lesson, or to join that lesson that your teacher has already started. If you're in year 9, 10 or 6th form and you have the early break and the early lunch, so your lesson finishes early, you go for that break and then you normally come back to finish the lesson off. Your teacher will end the lesson when you go to break or lunch, and then they will call you again at the second part for the second part of the lesson after the break or after the lunch. So what is Microsoft Teams used for? Well, it's the software that enables us to access live lessons that your teachers will be delivering each day, and a reminder that lesson 1 starts at 9 AM each day after morning tutor time. Do I need to complete homework too? The answer is yes. Your teachers will set homework every day according to your homework timetable, just like if you were in school. Our expectations are the same because we know how important homework is to your progress, and we know how important your progress is to your results and therefore your life chances and success. And what can I do if I am struggling to access Microsoft Teams? Well, ensure you're writing your username and password correctly. Inform your tutor and head of year, who will try to sort out the issues. And remember, you can also ask Miss O'Regan for Key Stage 3, Mr. Ung for Key Stage 4 and Mr. Hemming for Key Stage 5 if you're having any issues or any further issues. Okay, really importantly, now we're going into lockdown for this half term. It's so important that you're able to access the live lessons. Therefore, if you don't have access to a laptop, and a laptop that you can use all of the time, so if you're currently sharing a laptop with a brother or a sister or a parent who's working from home, it is really important that you let your head of year know so that we can organise a laptop for you. We need to make sure that all of you are able to access your live lessons. It's so important to us that the quality of your education is not affected by this lockdown. So please get in touch if you have any problems accessing a laptop that you will be able to use all day, every day, to access your really important live lessons. Okay, and just to finish off with a few top tips from me in terms of learning from home. So firstly, prepare your learning environment at home. So to get the best experience from remote learning, we know how important it is to create the right environment. So try to set up your own classroom desk at home. Try to use a table, so sitting either at the dining room table or the kitchen table, or if you have a desk in your bedroom. Try not to work sitting on the sofa or sitting on your bed. Make sure your electric device is plugged in and your school equipment is on your desk or your table, including your planner. So stick to your school timetable from tutor time starting at 8:15 for some of you and 8:30 for others of you, right through to 3:15 plus masterclass for year 11 and year 13 students. So as we've explained, obviously tutor time, you know when that starts. Please make sure you log into Microsoft Teams before this time, just so that you can sort any logging in problems before the tutor time session starts. And it's helpful to check your school timetable the day before to know what lessons you have the following day and to be able to prepare in advance. So try to treat remote learning the same as classroom learning. So despite being at home, it's important to remember the same rules apply as being in the classroom, particularly in terms of respect, behaviour and conduct during your live lessons. So focus on learning and don't get distracted by your surroundings. Remember, you're not in a social setting, and try to remove any distractions around you like your mobile phones or the TV, because these are not things that you would have with you in a real classroom, and we know that they have a negative impact on your learning. Only communicate through Microsoft Teams or school email. So it's really important that if you need to send messages, Word documents or images about your work, that you use these appropriate channels. This will help to keep your personal information safe and secure, and it will help you to effectively communicate with your teachers or with any member of staff in school. Use classroom language at all times. So you'll be encouraged to participate in your live lessons in Teams by speaking out loud, perhaps, or via the chat function. You might also be asked to complete Microsoft forms to allow your teachers to check for your understanding. So please make sure you always behave in a professional manner. Don't use shorthand text, and speak and write as though you would speak or write in class. Remember to be respectful and polite at all times. We will be following up with sanctions for any students who abuse the privilege of accessing live lessons, which your teachers have worked so hard to plan and deliver. This one's really important. So make good use of your morning and lunch break. You'll follow your usual school timetable at home, and although remote learning might be an exciting experience to begin with, having a prolonged period of time in front of a screen isn't always healthy. So remember to use your morning and lunch breaks wisely, try to get some fresh air, enjoy other activities away from electronic devices, including your phone. Make sure you eat a good lunch and drink plenty of water throughout the day, because this will help you to concentrate. And also importantly, look after your mental health and well-being. Remote learning means that you're missing out on daily social interaction with your friends, and you're working alone for extended periods of time. If you ever feel frustrated, low or sad, it's important to discuss how you feel with your parents, one of your teachers or your head of year. This is an incredibly challenging time for everyone, students and adults alike, and it's only by talking to each other and working together and acknowledging how we feel in our good days and our bad days, that's how we're going to get through this. Okay, and lastly, so what's going to happen now is, and I believe we're finishing just, a little bit before your first lesson is going to begin at 9 o'clock this morning. So just to direct you, Year 7, you will be having your humanities lessons first thing. Year 8, English, lesson 1. Year 9, art, drama, dance and MFL. Year 10, science. Year 11, maths. And sixth form, obviously, your A-level or BTEC options. Now, all you need to do is make sure that you're logged on to Microsoft Teams. You then need to wait patiently while your teacher starts the lesson, and that will show by them calling you. And all you need to do is accept the call and you will be entered into that live lesson. Remember all of the expectations I've talked about: 100% attendance, disruption-free learning in every lesson. Please make the most of every opportunity. As I keep saying, your teachers have worked incredibly hard to make sure that you're still going to be receiving fantastic quality lessons and getting the great deal you would be able to access if you were in school. So please take advantage of all of these opportunities. Make every minute count. Make yourselves proud and make us proud of you as well. Please keep in touch. We're here to look after you. You can get in touch with your teachers and any of us by using our school emails. Please remember to get in touch if you do not have access to a laptop. All of these things we're able to sort out for you, and I will look forward to seeing you remotely again soon. Okay, have a good day. Thank you.